passive vocabulary are the words that are already there in our mind. But since we haven't used them for long, these words are blurred somewhere. Sometimes people say that, ma'am, we don't have that much time to understand grammar. So it's absolutely well. Then I say read or listen.
Whenever I'm watching him, sometimes it happens that I'm not able to understand him because the words they use very complex sentences sometimes. The complex
Complex.
sentences that
We learn 3 or 4 words every day. So this means 30 into 3. So we will learn 90 words. I say, come on, out of 90, you will hardly remember few bunch of words. Focus on the quality. If you're learning any one word or 2 words in 1 week also, that's good.
am I visible to you?
Yes, yes, you are visible to me, and good to see you again.
Same here, ma'am. Yeah, so I have very first question for you. Like, for a beginner, it is normal to like start without learning a grammar and we can speak English. But now I feel that I am on intermediate level and now I want to go up. I want to learn advanced English, phrases, idioms. What should you suggest me to do? What should I do? Like in very less period, I can achieve that level. What should be
Hmm.
the right path?
Are you living in a village? Is there no internet there?
No.
You see, we have everything, that too for free. You can learn to your heart's content. All you need is curiosity. See, first of all, what I feel that instead of learning, going for idioms or more phrases, you should make your, okay, first of all, let me tell you, we have two types of vocabulary, okay? One is active, another one is passive, okay? Active vocabulary is the vocabulary that you will learn now, new words for you, new phrases and idioms, okay? And passive vocabulary are the words that are already there in our mind. But since we haven't used them for long, these words are blurred somewhere, okay? But we know, because you know what happens when you read something, you listen to something, you say that, ma'am, I understood that. I can understand. Why you're able to understand? Because your brain knows the meanings of those words. But the problem is you don't use them. So to move to another level, please listen to some talks. Like here we are talking. It is always, what I can say. It's always interesting to listen to conversation because conversations are engaging. You don't get tired or bored, and you also learn from advanced English speakers. So listen to that to move. I remember that how I picked English language. It was with listening mostly. So listen to the more talks, and also if you have time, go through some basic lessons on YouTube. There are so many YouTubers, they are who are well established now, and they teach vocabulary, they teach grammar. So if you think you have interest in grammar, understand some part of it and keep on working, keep on practicing that in your speech. See, in my case, grammar has always helped me when you are well aware of grammar. With grammar, I mean connectors, prepositions, sentence structures, transformation. If you're aware of that, you will always be aware of your correct sentences. All right. That is the advantage of knowing grammar. But the problem with us is that now we are adults, we are not school going students or college going students. So we have to pay some extra attention to that. So sometimes people say that, ma'am, we don't have that much time to understand grammar. So it's absolutely well. Then I say read or listen. Read and listen, both will help you. These are the passive activities, but it will, accelerate your growth. You will learn, you will grasp more words, new phrases, new sentence. Do that, and then you will gradually will start improving and you will speak. Make sure you practice that in your speech.
But
Yeah.
you know what? As you said that there are many YouTube channels. Even I used to watch a lot of YouTube channels, and that's the reason I'm able to speak now. Earlier, I was not able to speak like this. So what I
Hmm.
have learned from those channels or from those YouTubers is to speak basic English in a simple language, like not using fancy words or advanced English because they're not using that because they are on that level. They're teaching somebody. They are trying to uh, they tried that they can help people to speak, especially with the beginners. So they always try to make like speaking in a very simple manner. If I
Hmm.
want to speak, if I want to learn advanced English, like the difficult English, I'll give you an example. I used to watch Sadhguruji. So
Hmm.
whenever I'm watching him, sometimes it happens that I'm not able to understand him because the
Hmm.
words they use very complex sentences
Hmm.
sometimes. The
Hmm.
complex
Complex.
sentences, the difficult vocabulary.
And he uses jargons also in his speech. The words that cannot be understood by the common man, actually.
Exactly, that's what my question is. So how they can speak? No, also one more example I have. Beer biceps, Ranveer.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. It's like I started watching him.
Hmm.
It's been a month that I'm continuously watching his episodes, and sometimes even his language I do not understand the words, especially the words, not the language. I understood the sentences, but sometimes he uses that kind of word I really don't know the meaning, so I need to Google them, I need to search them. So if you have any kind of knowledge, like what is the correct person with like whom I need to listen? I want to learn that complex sentences, complex words, vocabulary, how to improve.
Man, please, this question in a short period of time, ma'am. No, you cannot. Did you
No,
do your like graduation in just 1 year or in just few months?
no,
No, right?
no, no, no,
Listening
no.
is the only key, Karishma. You listen to Ranveer Alabadia, right? You watched his channel Beer Biceps. If you're not able to understand his words, that means your mind doesn't know about them. These are new to you,
Ah,
which is good.
yes.
So now you have something, you have content to gain, new words to gain. Always have one dictionary in your phone. Download one dictionary. I've been using dictionary, I don't
Okay,
know, for a decade now. Uh,
okay. That's a
online.
good idea, I think. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, always. So, what I have is I always have this curiosity. Whenever I come across any new word, any new phrase, I just start searching in my dictionary. And if sometimes I'm not able to understand in dictionary, so I Google that. Understand the meaning of the word with the help of sentences because that same word is used in different contexts.
Fiction context.
If you think that word is new, it is good. That means you have chance to learn something new. Grasp for that. Like I listen to Priyanka Chopra's speeches, okay?
Ah, I love
So
her.
she also use such kind of words, I can say. I won't say complicated. Those words are complicated for me right now because I don't know them.
Yes.
Once I am aware of it, those would be again very common to me,
Yes.
right? And also, Karishma, there is always a substitute for the word. Okay? You can go for that. Why to just learn that complicated word? For example, if someone tells me that, Sudhi, you were quite a gullible person. So, do you know the meaning of gullible?
No,
Okay.
I really don't know.
So, gullible is a person who would easily influence by anyone, who can be easily influenced by anyone's thought. Like if you tell me that, Subhi ma'am, your channel's content is not good. So I will accept that. I will actually convince by you, yeah, Grishma is right. Grishma is saying that my content is not good. So that means it is not good. So I
Okay.
was a gullible person. I was
What
easily
is the
influenced.
spelling?
Gullible, gullible.
Gullible. I have never heard this word.
So, when we say in Hindi कि बड़ा साऊ बच्चा है, we say that, साऊ person, very innocent. I was kind of that earlier. So,
Oh,
up now, if you have to say in other words, if, for example, you don't know the word gullible, so you can say like that. That should be, ma'am, in your childhood, you were such kind of a person who could easily convince by others and who could easily be influenced by others.
okay. We can
I have
elaborate.
to, I have a word for it, gullible, but you don't have it. But then you can describe that, right? So, is there anything wrong with it?
This is what I'm doing every time I'm doing this actually because I did not have like any specific word, so I always need to describe the whole scenario like this is
I know.
happened, and that's the reason like I'm able to speak simple English, basic English. I'm not able to use those words because it's difficult. I need to work hard, I think. I need
No,
to work
there's
hard for them.
nothing about working hard, Karishma. I've been doing it for quite a long time. I've actually, when I started loving this English language. So if I think any word is new for me, I just Google it and then I make sure I use it. I relate
Hmm.
it with my situation. Like for example, long time ago, I was reading Kajol Devgan's interview in a newspaper. Okay, so I subscribed to Times of India newspaper. So then there was a conversation between reporter and her in a newspaper. So there was a word impulsive. Now at that time, impulsive was new word for me, but I was fascinated by this word. So I searched it. Okay, impulsive means person who
Impulsive
can
decision.
easily make a decision in a hurry. They don't think about the results. They are so quick. That is impulsive. So I searched the meaning and then I tried to relate it with my situation. Well, I have one friend. I think she's impulsive. I completely feel that. And sometimes it's quite annoying also. How can she make a decision so easily without thinking of the results? Why, without thinking of the consequences? So that way, now my mind grasped that word impulsive. And till now, I remember it. I cannot forget that word.
Now I also learned it. I know this word
I
already,
have
but I have
retained that
never
in my
used it.
It
Yeah.
the point is, Karishma, that we don't use it. At that very moment, we learn the word, okay, and then we leave it aside. We
Yes.
don't use it. So until you use that word, you cannot understand it. Like, am I
Yeah,
visible?
now you are audible. Did you get the call?
Yeah, I was getting a call from Flipkart. I have ordered something from there. They are calling me.
It's
Oh God.
okay.
So I was saying that you have to use it in your speech to learn that word and always focus on the quality but not the quantity. So students say, ma'am, we learn 3 or 4 words every day. So this means 30 into 3. So we will learn 90 words. I say, come
Hmm.
on, out of 90, you will hardly remember few bunch of words. Focus on the quality. If you're learning any one word or 2 words in 1 week also, that's good. Try that. Speak that in your. Try to speak that. Yeah, that's the thing.
No, that's right. If we listen any new word, we just need to create a story and relate and try to use that word. Then only we can
Yeah, with
remember it.
yourself, with any
That's true.
situation you can relate with, try to
Relate.
relate that word, and you will remember it. That's the
Yeah,
technique. Mm.
that's a great thing. Great,
Yeah.
I'll try to do it. And I will always try, from last 1 month, I have been trying. Like whenever I will communicate, I will use at least one new word in my like conversation. But whenever I start having conversation, I just forgot to use that until I've
Mm.
written it in front of me. So it
Mm.
happened like last to last session, I wrote down 3 or 4 words and it was in front of me and I was trying to use them like unnecessarily. There was no use of those such words, but
Mm.
I unnecessarily create sentences and try to use them.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that is the only way which I need to do. But yeah,
So
it
don't
it will.
use that in any, like, you don't have to use it unnecessarily because how, if your conversation won't make sense by using those words, then what's the use of that, right? Speak it to yourself. You don't have to wait for any conversation with someone.
But you know
With
what? Once I will speak in the conversation, at the time of edit, I used to listen that conversation for like one or at least twice. So it always remember me. If I'm making use of any single word in my conversation, that is actually helping me to improve myself. Because 100% at least twice I'm going to listen the whole conversation. Because at the time of
mm,
edit, you already know that we have to do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So this is the way I am learning actually. I am rectifying my own errors. When I listen my conversation, I even find out mini mistakes. Like
Hmm.
I pronounce this wrong or I make
Hmm.
completely wrong structure.
Hmm.
Many times it happens that I find myself like I'm making a lot of mistakes through the session.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why I want to use them in my conversation so that I can learn that and I can remember
Learn
for the
that.
longer period of time.
Hmm.
That's the
Hmm.
reason.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, that's it.
But that is the advantage with you that with the help of your channel, you're able to have so many conversations, right? You're having a conversation with me, and in your pastime also you have so many conversations. So that way you can learn so much. So this is the
Yes.
advantage, right?
This is the major advantage
Yeah.
actually. I feel that if YouTube is not there, I may not be able to reach here like here I am
Mm-hmm.
because I was very poor the time when I've started. I used to feel very shy also in facing camera. It took me like
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 months to record my
Yeah.
first video. I was
Likewise,
always like,
it happened with
yeah,
me. So I was
yeah, it
camera shy.
happened. Camera shy, or also we started feeling like it always. we feel like that we're not looking good, we're not looking good.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I don't know why it like going there. I want to look good while I'm speaking. So I was not looking that good, so I feel very underconfident. I was not able to face this camera, but then there was this curiosity to learn English, and that's the reason it took me 2 months, but finally I've started. So
Yeah,
that's
you've
very
started
special.
and you're growing. And let me tell you, whenever we have self-doubts, we cannot even take an initiative towards our journey. Because that happened with me also. There was a self-doubt. Will I look good or not? Will people like my voice? What about my relatives? What would they say? And so many questions. But then I talked to my mom and she said, leave everyone aside. You just do it. You are
Do
much
it.
more capable. What do you think? So she, kind of motivated me. And then I also realized that self-doubt, never let that happen because then you cannot take any initiative
Yes,
and
yes, yes,
people cannot do anything for you. It is your journey, Karishma
yes.
Chauhan's journey, Surbhi Goyal's journey. No one else can walk for us, but we have to do that, right?
Absolutely. Self-belief is really important, and then only you will be able to contribute to achieving your goal. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And or I was like mugging up my
Maybe
mind
stage
here.
fear. I think you would want to talk about stage fear that many people are afraid of speaking on stage.
That's stage fear. Yeah, I do have. I do you may not know, but I went to Josh Talk also, and
Really?
it
Oh, how did you get a chance to go there?
I don't know, they mail me. And these days, I think they're inviting everyone, every person who has learned the English in this way. And now they have a channel or, gaining popularity or something. So they're inviting their own, like they send email. I
Oh,
went there,
great.
I was so nervous. I did not prepare any script or something. And literally, I was nervous for the few seconds and few minutes. And it's really difficult. It's not easy to speak on stage. Even though you are alone, you cannot speak. This is something like another level of experience. So somehow it was good, not that bad. But yes, ma'am, I want to know from your point of view that how we can remove this fear. Yeah.
See, before telling or before giving you the tips, I really want to share my experience. So, when I was doing my Masters of Arts in English Literature, during that period, our professors told us to present anything related to the novel. So, you have to speak. So, since it was university and no one was really bothered that much, so we all students we just ran away. We wanted to escape from the presentation, especially me because I was really scared and then somehow we passed our time, okay, and we completed our post graduation. And then when I entered into my career life, so I started off as an assistant professor of business communication skills. So during my first year, so we knew all new assistant professors were told to present a topic related to our expertise, and we had to present in front of senior professors along with chairman. Oh my God. Now there was no escape, okay? There was no escape. You had to do it. So, first thing, when you have any kind of responsibility or any such situation that demands something from you that you don't want to do, you cannot escape. You have to do it. So, I could not run anywhere. I had to do it. So, I had 1 week's time. In that 1 week's time, I made sure that I was prepared with the content. So I made sure my presentation was up to the mark. It should be top notch. And then I prepared the beginning, the ending, how will I open my presentation. So now coming to your answer that how to overcome stage fear, I can say first always be prepared. Okay, practice at home. You can practice with your family members. Assume they are your audience, talk in front of them. When you're prepared this much, half of the battle is won, let me tell you. You will have that kind of confidence, okay? Because you know you are prepared. If anyone asks you any question, you're ready to answer to that question. One. Second, when you step up on the stage, then you have a kind of fear, okay? Then I know you get nervous, your hands are shaky,
Shivering.
right? Shivering, and then your
Definitely.
heartbeat is so,
Heartbeat.
yeah, it's so high. So, what to do in that case? Deep breathing. It really helps me. So I remember that while I was before stepping up on the stage, I took a deep breath, like this. And don't like, what I can say, don't stress out about it. Just normal breathing, start doing that. It is scientifically proven also. Your breathing helps you make your blood movement, I can say. Yeah, it happens, your blood moves in a very at a normal speed. So that's how you do not get any kind of nervousness. You do not feel that. So start doing that. And then it is very important to build a strong connection with your audience.
That's
If
really
you're
important.
able to build that, you think your audience is enjoying, then you're good to go. So always start, for example, if you're giving any performance, if you have to speak something on the stage, anything you have to do that, build a rapport with your audience. So you can start with any anecdote, like you can start narrating any incident from your life with which your audience can relate. Second, make them laugh. Sense, add any humor. So I give you the best example here. Do you know Sandeep Maheshwari? We all know him, right?
Yes, yes, obviously.
The best point about him is that he maintains very good reputation with his audience. He makes his audience laugh. He connects with his audience really well. That is the reason people love him. That is
Yes.
the reason only, because he has great communication skills. So what I say, add that humorous element in your speech. And this thing really doesn't come to everyone. This comes with practice. And even if you're not able to, then accept that you're nervous. Okay. I heard one woman, she was on stage, and as soon as she came on the stage, I said, oh my God, I'm really nervous. Please, yeah, give me some time. And people started to laugh
Yes.
because she accepted it. She was nervous, and she had a sip of water, and then she was good to go. And when she started speaking, audience were with that audience was with that lady. So that's how you can do. So practice, preparation, good reputation with your audience, and you're good to go. And always carry a water bottle with you, because drinking water really helps you. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
No, it is absolutely true. If you connect your audience, you will feel another level of confidence. Once the audience is laughing, your fear automatically gone. You feel like connected and you feel that, okay, whatever I'm
you
doing
feel
something good,
better.
so I need to go in that way. So that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
absolutely true. Connection is really important. That's
yeah.
great.
It is. It is.
So I
So I
think
think that is
it is,
enough for today's conversation.
yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm, yeah.
let's
It's
end it.
again,
Yeah.
yeah, it's again a lovely session with you, and thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
lovely
thank you so
conversation.
much. It was my pleasure, and thank you for inviting me here on your channel. It's always lovely talking to you, Karishma. And I hope I could help your viewers. And there are many videos related to, confidence, goal setting, stage fear on my channel also. So I would say if they want any such kind of information, they can visit my channel also, Easy Learning with Surbhi. And I'm sure they will learn something from it.
Sure, ma'am. I'm also learning. That's why I'm connecting with you so that I can learn something. I've learned two new words today.
Yeah.
Impulsive and gully. Gully.
Gullible, gullible, gullible,
Gu- Okay, gullible.
gullible.
I'll try to use these two words today so that I cannot forget them. Next time we'll
And
having
I
session, you can
learned
ask.
these words from reading. Reading
Oh,
helps me learn vocabulary actually.
I'll try to do. These days I'm reading newspaper Times of India. So let's see whether I'll improve or not after
Yeah.
few days. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Take care.